students, welcome to Miss Kramer's art class. Today we are creating textures, and these are some student examples what you can do with these sheets. Well, these sheets are to make a monster, my monster, but really if you don't like monsters and if monsters are too scary, there's plenty of supplies to create a cute little puppy like these students did, or if you don't celebrate Halloween. Since it's so close to Halloween next week, and if you do celebrate, you can make a monster out of these cutouts. And what is so nice about this monster, we are going to be inspired by the Where the Wild Things Are, and listen to the story. And also we're gonna be picking three textures. So for example, let's talk about texture here. So we have scaly monster. It can be a scaly monster, or it can be striped like lines, or hatching like this, cross hatching, so cross hatching, lines going this way and then going across. Then stippling like these, which are lines going sort of like fur textures, or wavy lines, or little circles like scales of a dragon. Well, these are scales of a fish, or little tiny furs. So you pick your texture out of these and then you apply it to your monsters. So here we have some student examples, and they're not done yet. They're gonna continue working. We ran out of time, but you can see the textures. So they're gonna continue working on it. But let's make one of our own. And also, if you like, and we have plates like these, colored plates, you can also create one on a colored plate. So if you want your monster to come out and be a mask, it can happen as well. So I can show you how to do that. Let's I'm gonna cut my pieces out, and I'll be back with you when I do. So I'll pause my video now. Okay, as I'm cutting, you can see the lines here. I'm actually following the black line. This line is to show you that you're supposed to cut it, but you can follow as close as you're comfortable to the black line, so it's nice and clean. So you don't have to follow along that line that is showing that you're supposed to cut it, the dotted line. Okay, so you don't need to follow that. You can just go along the black line. That way you're not going to have that much paper left over. I got paint all over my fingers today. We were painting. Okay, so I'm just trying to arrange my nice little monster. And you can either pick, depending what grade you are, if you're gonna get the big paper or if you're gonna get the plate, or maybe you can pick. We'll decide on how that's gonna work. It can be one-eye monster too, and you can arrange it any way you like. Okay, so your teeth, you can cut those out, color everything up, or like I said, if you just like to make a puppy, that's fine too. You can make a puppy face, and that can be done on a plate too. Out of all these cutouts, you can just get whatever you want. You can get the snout, you can get the eyes, the ears, the teeth, the horns, the tongue, whatever that you know, and you can use it in different ways. If your monster is gonna have a tongue that looks like this, that's fine too. Or it can have a small tongue like this. So that's up to you. And instead of teeth, this person used it as a collar, like a harlequin collar. So nice job, Caitlin, from a 5th grade class. So she used it as a collar, as you can see, and she's gonna add textures. Everybody's gonna be doing textures on top. So we're gonna have lots of textures. We're gonna follow the outline for the textures. So you're gonna do lots of different textures. Pick 3, like I did. I circled mine. That's an example. So I circled mine. You're gonna pick your 3. Okay, so once you're done cutting and you got everything you want, keep arranging your items until you're happy the way you want to do it, because sometimes you move it around and you discover something you wouldn't even think about. Okay, so I wanted my master to have texture like hair going outside all around his face, and I think I'm gonna have still the one-eye monster, and I'm gonna have teeth coming from up like this, and on the bottom all kinds of crooked teeth, I think this way, and I'm gonna glue them on when I'm ready. Oops, maybe I'll do it this way. See, whatever looks better. See, you have to just keep moving it the way you like it. Okay, so if I'm ready, I'm gonna start gluing. Okay, so I'm gonna just put some glue stick on the back of my cutout. So I put enough to put on the back of my cutout like this carefully, and in the middle of the cutout, and now I'm ready to glue. And you might have a black plate that you get, or red plate for your monster, whatever color plates we have, or you might get that black nice paper. So that's what I did. I put it on top of the glue stick like this, and now I'm ready to glue. It's really easy for me to do that. Sometimes you have to be careful so it doesn't get too much on your hands the way if you do it this way, but it works for me really nicely if I'm careful not to get it all on my hand. So I just go a little bit, that, the way I decided to glue it, because I took my time deciding. And you can still change your mind, that's fine. But I like that the black lines are showing, so it's not all pink paper. I have some of the black lines, like if I drew it with a marker. So that's nice because it keeps it outlined. Okay. And one more tooth there. I think I'm gonna need two more teeth to the top. Yeah, I think I'm gonna need one more tooth. Like that. And we're just going to, right, so now is the fun part. Now when you're done with gluing, all you have to do is start working on your textures. So first, let's do which texture I was gonna do. I was gonna do this one for the face, and let's do this one for the fur, or maybe I'll change and do this one. So go ahead and you can change your choices, so recircle them. So how about I use a red marker this time, and you don't have to do that on yours, but a pink, and I'm gonna say, okay, I'm changing my mind. So for the face, what I'm gonna do is I am going to use I'd like him to be kind of like a sea creature, so scales. I'm gonna do scales, and then for here around him, I actually want it to be scales and fur, so I'm gonna do fur, a long fur, something like this, wavy, and maybe also this one. So I changed my mind, and now when I use my white marker or white crayon, if you do have white markers, you can also use those, or these different pencils. I don't know if all of the white markers work, but yeah, I'm gonna use marker because for my video, to be more visible than a crayon. And yes, so I made a mistake, so that's okay if you make a mistake. I'm just gonna fix it. I'm doing my scales all around my mustard, and I want this white to show. That's why I didn't want to just use white pencil for the video. Oh, this is inside of the mouth. I don't think he's gonna have scales inside of the mouth. I'm gonna have to change that. I think I'm gonna do something else inside of his mouth, a different texture. I'm gonna go all around making my textures on his face. And this was inspired by a wonderful book, Where the Wild Things Are. And while we are coloring and making our textures, we're gonna put our story on. That way we can be inspired by all the wonderful artwork in the story. I'm doing my bottom this way. Now I'm gonna use the wavy line here. So I'm gonna go long wavy line across the whole plate, like that. All around. And I can go faster too. If you want to make shorter lines like this, you can test yourself what works best. Wavy. You can vary different textures. You can even put two in one place if you change your mind. You can do two textures on the same place. See? Okay, so you're gonna go all around making sure that you got lots of texture. And I'm gonna change inside of the mouth. I'm gonna make it a little bit different because the inside of the mouth is gonna be a little different than the rest of the face. So I'm doing this cross hatching one. I'm going one way and then I'm going another way. Going this way vertically, and then I'm going this way horizontally. Vertically, horizontally, like that. But you choose your own textures. Oh, this is kind of turning awesome. Then all I have to do is like the student. I have to find colors that I want to color the actual face. I actually like the red and green are opposite colors in the color circle, so red and green are gonna look perfect together. So I'm gonna take time not to go over the lines, so it looks nice and neat. I'm gonna color it all up. And again, if you're not comfortable making a monster, make a puppy. I showed you examples of the puppy. So that's a good idea too. If you're not comfortable making monsters, but that's fine. Although this one is like scary but friendly monster, just like the ones from the book Where the Wild Things Are. Okay, because of the video, I'm gonna let you finish all on your own. I'm gonna end it here. Now it's your turn. Can't wait what you come up with. You always surprise me. You guys are amazing artists. Amazing artists. And I'll see you in class. Now is your turn.